Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and in this video I am going to show you how I made this box. It is one of the basic boxes that I make, and I will walk you through how I made it with the lid. Comes together really quick. So yeah, if you're interested in how I made this, then stick around and I'll walk you through the process. So let me get set up and I'll be right back. I am going to be doing something a little bit different on my channel. I am going to be making a box with the lid. What I want to do is I want to take my resin dies. I have a lot of them, and right now they're on my desk, and they're taking up a lot of room on my desk. I have an L-shaped desk, and what I want to do is I want to take these boxes and I want to stack them in my Kallax unit off to the side. So I thought I was going to make this, just make the box and be done with it. But I thought that I would share how I do my basic. This is a basic box. I'm going to go through the list of supplies that I have. You don't need all of this. I am going to be using this score tape. It's the name brand. I do have an off-brand here, but it is not as good. I'm also going to be pairing that with my glue. I have art glitter glue in here. Art glitter glue is my favorite glue. It's fast setting. You need a little bit, but I want to use the tape as a quick seal, and I want to use the glue as a permanent seal. So you're going to need a pair of scissors. I have my little pokey tool here. Let's see. I have one of these. This is what I tear my tape with. I have my burnishing tool. We'll get through with the chipboard and the paper in a minute. I have my scoreboard. I do have my glue in one of these. My hands get really fatigued, so I use that and that helps. I had 2 pieces of 12 by 12 chipboard that I cut down. I cut one piece. You probably can't see that, but it's 7.5 square. The second piece, this is the lid. I cut that at 7.75 square. I cut 4 pieces. They are 7.5 by 3 inches because I want my the sides of my box to be 3 inches. Well, that's what that would look like. So you get 4 pieces of that. And then I have 4 pieces of chipboard cut 1.25 inches by 7.75. So got that. And then I have some paper here. So we're going to start off with 12 pieces of the 1 inch by 7.75, 1 inch by 7.5. You're going to 12 pieces of that. You're going to need 3 pieces of 1 inch by 6, and 2 pieces 1 inch by, how big did I cut that? 8.5. And this is just 65 pound cardstock. Now all you're going to do is you're going to take your paper. This is the 1 inch by 7.5. You're going to score at 1/2 inch. You're going to do that to all of the 7.5 and the 7.75. Just going to score at 1/2 inch. So once I get done with these 2 piles, I'll come back and I'll explain how to do the 6 inch. We're going to score again at 1/2 inch on all 3, or however many I have here, 4. Then I'm going to take this. This is just so that I can measure it out without guessing. And I'm going to do a score line at the 3" on all of them. This is to save tape. I don't like wasting my tape. Tape can be expensive. Okay, so you got those done. We'll start off with these. Okay, and you're gonna have a side that has a valley, and you're gonna have the bumpy side. So you want the bumpy side facing up. Here's where your tape comes in. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your tape and you're going to place a piece of tape all the way down on one side of the bump. And then you're going to go down on the other side, like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want the tape on both sides of the bump, the bumpy side. It's called the mountain side when you score paper. The bump, where you can feel the bump, that's called the mountain side. And the side that has the little groove is called the valley. So you got the mountain and the valley. So on the mountain side, we're putting the tape. So I'm going to get the tape on all of these, and I will be right back. And once you get the tape down, you're going to take your bone folder, your burnisher, and you're just going to burnish the tape onto the paper. That's how this tape works the best, is once you burnish it down. It really activates the tape. Okay, and now that we made those lines, we made the line on at the 3", we're going to cut on that line. So now we should have 3" size paper. It beats cutting these 3" and then putting the tape on each individual piece. This saves time and tape doing it this way. Okay, so these are your 3" ones. You're going to set these to the side because you're going to need all of those. And now we're going to do the same thing on all of these. We're going to place tape on the bumpy side, on the mountain side, on all of these strips. And when we get done, when I get done, I will be back for the next step. This is the most time-consuming part of the whole process. So I will be back as soon as I get tape placed down on every strip. Okay, you're going to have your 3", 7½, 7 3/4, and your 8½. These you're going to put aside. Your 3½, let's go to that in a minute. Your 7½, whatever one this is. Do I have it right order? Yeah. 7½, you're going to take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put that up. You're going to take 4 of these, 7 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are for later. Now you're going to take 4 of, let's start with the smaller ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have 4 more. You're going to take 4 of them and you're going to fold them inwards. Inwards. And you're going to take 4 and fold out. Like so. And then you're going to burnish. And you're going to do the same to these 2 piles. Move 4 in. Okay, I'm going to start with the smaller ones, but you're going to do all of them exactly the same way. So I'm just going to show you on a couple of the smaller ones, and then we're going to move on. Then I'll do all these, and then once I get those done, I will come back and we will get to building the box, the length. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to miter this side like that. So when you open it up, it's going to look like that. it did look like this. Now it's going to look like that. I'll do one more with you guys. Let's do one that's folded the other way. So we got one that's folded like this. Got the opening here, right? And then I'm going to lay my scissors, just cut off a little triangle to the corner. You're not cutting that corner off. Again, that's what it looks like. So I just go through and I just cut. I just get all this done, all this prep work done, because then when it comes time to build in the box, that goes really quick. And I just go like this and do that. So I will be back once I get all of these cut like this. But you want to keep your 7½ and your 7 3/4 separated, because once you do this, it's going to be kind of hard to tell which one's which, and it is important to have the right size to the box and the lid. This can get kind of messy. That's why I like getting it all done at once. So I got the 3-inch ones done, so those are going to go up there. Now I'm going to start on the 7½ and then go from there. Okay, now that we have all of these prepped and ready to go, now it is time to start building our box. So we have 4, I think we only have 4 that are turned out. We're going to do, yeah. And we have 4 that are turned in. I'm going to take one of the strips. And I'm going to peel off the backer of the tape. I like using a combination of tape and glue, just a little bit of the glue. Like I said, this glue is really good. I want the permanent hold of the tape or the permanent hold of the glue and the temporary hold of the tape. Because depending on your climate, the tape is not going to hold long term. So all I did was I placed the base of this box just before the fold. So that sits up straight like that. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to give it a burnish. We have one on there like that. Take another one. These are just basic boxes. I do boxes where you have the elaborate closures and the pre-feet and all the other good stuff on it. So if you're interested in seeing how I do those, and I actually use a tape for those. So you want to make sure that this stands straight up like so. And you're going to line up the tip of this to the end of this, like so. It's going to fit on there like that. So you do the next one. Move this over here. Just line it up like so. Make sure you got that on there, the fold. Turn it over and burnish. And the next one. I'm lining it up with the corner. Turn it around and burnish. And this is what we have. Okay, now I'm going to take the tape off of one of these. I'm going to put some glue down. I'm going to take one of these and I am going to brace it up on the edge of the chipboard. I'm not on top. This is actually on the table, but it's butted up against this piece here. And I have this fold here. I'm just going to do it real quick and we're going to let it drop down. And there's a gap now. There's a small gap between the two pieces so that can fold up. I'll try it again. You want that. And the easiest way for me to get that gap, because you can, another way you can do it is you can guesstimate. Is you can take this and lay it down and leave a gap like that. But I like to actually butt it up against the chipboard. This is on the table, butt it up against this. And then I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to burnish it on there. So now we have two pieces, like so. Let's do the next one. And I'm lining this corner up with this corner and this corner up with the corner of the base. Flip it over, give it a burnish. Okay, get the glue out. Corner to corner. Again, this is on the table, butt it up against this. I like using my little bone folder to make sure it gets in there good. Turn it over and burnish. It's very important to burnish. Now we got that. This goes really quick once we get this part done. Now we're going to take the other 4 pieces. And we're going to take tape off of one of these, one side, doesn't matter what side. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to have the fold of this paper. There's the fold. It's going to be facing one of these with the tape side facing up, which if you're not using tape, the fold is facing out. You want it as close to the edge as possible without going over, so that this now sits up so it'll attach to this. Hope I'm making sense. I'm going to do that again. I'll take off a backer. Use a little glue. And I do use the glue, even though this is really good tape. I do use the glue because I've experienced these over time. After a while, they fall apart. You want to make sure that it goes edge to edge, edge to edge. And if it, for some reason, it looks like it's going to go over, just trim it because you don't want these hanging over. So you want it to be able to come up like that. And this is what we have. Okay. Now I'm going to lay that back and take off the backing of the tape. I'm going to get some of my glue. And I'm going to hold this up. I want it straight up. I'm going to take my bone folder and just burnish that on. I'm going to do the next one. Straight up. I'm going to burnish it. Burnish this one too. So now we have this. So this is where these pieces come in. You got 4 with the tape facing in and 4 with the tape facing out. I think I did that right. Did I miscount these? Yeah, I think I did. It does not matter. I'll fold that in. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take the ones with the tape facing out, and we are going to remove the backer. No, wait. Did I do that right? Yes, the tape facing out. Yes. Remove the backer. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on both sides. You don't have to do that. And now all I'm going to do, it's going to be hard to refilm this, but I'm going to place one edge of this on the left side all the way down, and the other edge is going to, I'll show again. Okay, take your paper. We're going to take the backing off. We'll do one at a time. No, 2. Basically, all I want to do is I want to take this, I'm going to stick it to this side, and then bring the other flat over to the other side. I'll add a little bit of glue to both, not much. I'm going to place the folded edge facing the other flap. I'll place this on the edge like so. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to open that flap up. So just adjoining one side to the other using these. And these boxes, it's not going to feel very sturdy just yet, but it does end up getting very sturdy. I can see I didn't get this one all the way down and see it poking up. That is okay. I'm just going to try the best I can to nip that off. It's not that big of a deal. So what we have so far. I'm going to take the other 3 or 4 pieces of the 3-inch, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the tape off, the tape back, I should say. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on both. Now we're going to place the folded edge in the corner the best we can, and then push that down like that. And then take these off. I'm going to add some glue. The point of that at the top. Lay that crease down over the corner. And we're going to do the lid, and then we'll come back and we'll do these 4 strips. But I want to put some designer paper on this, but we're going to do the lid real quick. Now this is a 7 3/4, but it's done in exactly the same way. So I'll probably just speed through this part because it's done the same identical way as the other one. And all you gotta do is just watch. And when we get to the long strips, I'll explain what those are for. Okay, now that we have the lid, we're gonna get the 2 long pieces. I don't know if you need both pieces, but I just did it that way. And I'm going to stick this down in. I'm gonna get a pencil, and I'm going to make a pencil mark and do a cut. We need 8 of these. So I'm going to use the same one as my guide. 8, and I always put this back. I have strips made up. If I have any extra, I just put them back in there. And I can use that on another box. We're then going to fold 4 out and 4 in. And we're going to miter the corners. On all of them. And we're going to do the same thing I did with the 3-inch ones, but now these are smaller. Get our 4 pieces that are 7 3/4. We're going to do this before I put the pattern paper on, but I want to wait and do this to the box. And it's going to be a little, first one will fit. Let's see. This is just to clean up the edges of the box. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to take the tape backing off. I'm going to put some glue. And I'm going to make sure that I place this with the crease at the very top of the box. You really want to make sure you get that down on there right, all the way across, and then pinch. See, I don't think I did it right. And burnish. We'll just fit the next one on. Take the tape backing off. think I did it again. Let's try it again. Now it's going to start getting a little tight, and I'm going to fold that around. And I could see where I'm going to cut from the inside, like so. So I want it to sit in there nice. I'll remove the tape back off. The part that I cut is going on the inside of the box. I want to get that on there right, like so, and burnish. One more. That one sits good. And burnish. Okay, let's pull out the box. What I want to do is I am going to get some black soot distress ink, and I'm going to knock back the white edges on the paper. I'll show you what it looks like with it done and without it done. You don't have to do this. This is just a little detail that I like to do. I'll show you. Some people can't see the difference, but I can. That's what the piece looks like with the white edges knocked back. And that's what it looks like without the white edges knocked back. It's really subtle. You see that? It's very subtle. Anyway, that's what I like to do. So I'm going to knock these back. So this paper is from Graphic 45. It's called Kaleidoscope. It was out a few years ago, and when I seen it, I just fell in love with it. I just love rainbows. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I use this collection in another project. I just love, love, love this paper. So I got that one. I didn't finish off the top of the box for a reason. We're going to do that in 1 second. Now we got the 4 pieces. I'm going to fold them. Because the lid's going to be going on and off, and I don't want the lid to slowly start pulling away at this paper here, at the designer paper, because it really has a chance to do that. So we're going to do this. I'm going to cover the 4 edges just like I did the lid, and I'll be right back to finish the lid. Here's the lid. I'm going to knock back the white edges on this. And I got this from the 8x8 collection of the same paper. And these were cut at 1, where I cut these at 1 1/8 by 7 5/8. And I don't know if I want to do it that way. I'm going to go with the solid. Okay, let's see if the lid fits. That's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Wow, that is so pretty. And see, because I put the, come on, because I put these along the top, I don't have to worry about when I put the lid on, it's going to pull the paper off. I have this, and we're going to make this the front of the box. It's just a chipboard element that came with the collection. I haven't used all of this, so I want to get some of it used up. So one thing about us, we hoard our pretty stuff. At least I know I do. I'm just going to eyeball that. We hoard all our pretty stuff. We don't want to use it. And then it just sits there. You don't get to look at it. So anyway, I'm trying to use up all my stuff. I'm not going to hoard it anymore. It just goes bad. The paint goes bad, everything. So anyway, isn't that pretty? Let's put that on the right way now. Because it's a 7 3/4 square, that's what I can do. Isn't that pretty? I love this paper. So there is my pretty box. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And to my subscribers, I truly appreciate you. You all have a great day and God bless. Bye.